This is their business number here and no, I don't know.
Then
Manchester.
oh, so Holland ko. It is Sancho ko.
It is Anthony Anthony ko.
Anthony so.
Anthony they not do better school. Ni be go train them say Anthony.
So the bobo.
But mom one they never.
Oh dear. So who him?
Adija.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
If you are no one be try chichu.
There's a Ganacho who plays almost call about here fa. And there's a Ganacho be farmer here. And I got to the Matias.
Well, my man stand no boy. And John so
Got to the Hindi.
One blessing.
As I know,
to my domino.
So what this was how?
No problem. Biana.
Come have a patch.
Now, this has you.
Disaster. When your team was in here.
Okay, Sterling so.
How got the other highest paid player team? Say now.
Yeah, no panic buying.
Take you for the idea digital. Sterling said that. Say no landing team body on coming.
No landing team better better.
Say ka Fulham.
How many days?
Say ko patch ma ka Fulham agent Zara. Unya say no landing team body. So be je na busi afọ akwati take in Saudi Arabia. Ti e bon pa the Saudi fund kakra beji.
Okay.
Alright, we know that closing nicely.
Sure.
And no, the very last thing is see we win do no. I think say a football kakra. Some records are to top form our transfer window. But before we talk about all of those things, Rich, me babe can't send me waha and me taika. And it is essentially about idea de bia me can say a business decision. And I say niema ye ema adwuma kan ko eba no. Most of the times I know a lot of people are too fixated and only too emotional about businesses, especially with football fans. Medical can have some body emotions boom, but we've also said say the positive and the right emotions no, and the important emotions to use. Which him say now him say Mark Gay after sending Liverpool for an Aya Isaac Jumana Gay was supposed to move on to Liverpool.
Why the medical square?
It's
I ran to the medical square. Me I thought so.
In fact, on one kasa crown, who's the medicals no you were London. It yes on any mammy, ni papa is suffer. And I'll tell you a story. Ni papa is suffer. Here from a very, very huge religious background. Obeka last season. Abrana Premier League said Omumbo armband of LGBTQ, lesbianism, gays, and seven. He was part of the two captains, Oni Mosi, of a friend, formerly of Ipswich Town. And the guy said, Omo are very religious. And then they come from religious backgrounds. In Kenya, don't boss our captain's armband. His father is a pastor. Which, according to the papers I was reading, ni papa sorry and met up with the family at where a bunch of friend Mark Gay Eco Medical Anyway, hoping that immediately they get a green light, they will go. Which Uni Mariana Air Course or Crystal Palace team on. You see Oliver Glasner catcher Steve Parry say Onya Tom Mark Gay he will resign.
Because replacement now no more pay from Brighton.
Yeah. And even with that, so even every year as the Echo Arsenal, it took them a while to even go and get Yeremy Pino. And Wakani several times Yeremy Pino, no, he is not exact fit of what he wants as a player. It is a Onyan Tom Magay Kwa, he will resign. Which Enra Magay has prepared and everything. I think in this transfer window, players are not more person make you move out of their clubs now. On and on the most classy and professional about every match because as a crowd, more games he played every game. He was the captain of the team. Which one any hints so if you clubbing him. And I don't know. A camera say a bano players. Not say one more when you are their clubs no more. And Ishak and Yohan Wis have taught us that this summer, even with Nicholas Jackson. Which the relationship between clubs and players, don't ever be emotional about it. The clubs will always win because they will take it from the business point of view. In case Liverpool probably would have stressed the issue. And they waited till deadline so you have forms now. So you have to stay in for another summer. Once the player said that he wants to go, from Maggie, Wakacha Crystal Palace over into only team no omajiatum. Then last minute, coach said because sporting director anyene Juma and unti coach Buafu and it affecting him. How is he going to go and play football? He thought he was going to live his childhood dream. Now, Union Raman Osman Chiro article before the Sun. He titles it from sleeping in his mother's living room to being a star boy at Crystal Palace and a possible move to Liverpool. Rich, it chronicles the beautiful story of Mark Gay and how much of a professional model he is. But the truth also is that, Rich, I thought maybe now you're too nice. The nice people don't win. And that's the story of Abranti Fred Mark Gay.
Professional.
But Rich, professional, no?
No, may to some extent,
yeah.
It drew maybe I'm new players in the yard, especially if you are a club now man is how to go.
Yeah.
Or my jiatun.
Yeah.
Then a bedroom time I say I'm out.
That feel your story.
As stories.
Yeah.
Sometimes always stop on
yeah.
But I also think Obi to say Isaac for instance.
Yeah.
No contract with the team.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Newcastle. Yeah.
Oh, contract with them.
Yeah.
Contract ni emba na wie.
Yeah.
Yen ye ni ye adwuma.
Yeah.
You feel say you ton wa emboye.
Yeah.
Did you now be?
Minso na minso no ye adwuma. Ina me se adwuma na me ya ma o. Se me tena ha me tiri wo anwum me fa me timi ye adwuma ni ye ti ton me na me nko.
Why?
Because I want to go. You see, one club no bring interest. But player ni bring interest there. Na football fans both.
See to yoka.
Any on case na baby o kori ejare. Oh no. Enye sika asem. And because in the interest opening the carry and cancro. Rich, Liverpool fans were sad, angry, insulted Trent Alexander-Arnold when he wanted to go to Real Madrid.
But men so there's no between you and they disagree.
I understand that, but I said,
the moment you do that, you lose on your professional.
Yes, but I'm trying to say that it looks as if those who are unprofessional get their way, and those who are model professionals don't get their way.
Crystal Palace today, untimi for to be because waboya money say eba mo akọ by your replacement.
You boy money, boy no, I can't 1 year on a contract so. In January, he can sign a pre-contract agreement to Liverpool. About a long time ago, they knew he would go into one replacement in them. Then you are telling me that because when your replacement in outcome and city, it's unfair.
Replacement in a pen. You will be player. Rich,
transfer Rich, this transfer you do. Did you ever see Crystal Palace going after a centre back until a Nani and Rechi on Igoriano? No, they were sitting aloof. Last minute, that's what
I don't think
so. That's why I'm saying that fine. All of us may not be certain, but have you ever seen any player that was linked with Crystal Palace apart from Igo? The only one I heard last minute was Axel Desasi. And Okra was not last minute at it. Rich, me, they have not been fair to Abranti friend Magay.
That's a transfer video.
You see, maybe
on train.
Oh, January they overco.
On train.
Or maybe in the summer you go for free.
I'm pay for no uncle.
But how much?
And the best thing is Abranti here.
Oh, Rich, what I'm saying is that now you want to say you move to Newcastle. And now go on the Nijaji. Alexander Ishak so coy. And everything has gone on. Very, very excited. Why? Because he was emphatic. One go training. The Saudi people that own Newcastle came to his home. He spoke about the fact that he wants to stay, he wants to move on from the club. And but what's more club here? And he had told them before. Say at this point in time, he feels like he wants to move on. Which unless he can open Unya. But Liverpool are always willing to pay. Liverpool came first with 100 million. And also pay replacement. So yes, I can agree, I can understand. Get your replacement, but make sure say player no negotiation so will be granted. Look at this thing about Nicholas Jackson and how Nicholas Jackson Coco PMO Ewo Germany. Now Chelsea say come back and come and play because Liam Delap pepra. Rich me a Chelsea. Immediately Chelsea brought Liam Delap and then they brought Joao Pedro. Now Joao Pedro Nick Liam Delap elbow ball or more ball. Automatically, it means that Nicholas Jackson was third choice striker. Anybody can argue, and I'll agree with them, say Nicholas Jackson has had his chance for 2 seasons to be the main striker. He has not lived up to the billing. 2, Nesasuji Tum said, in and around the tail end of last season, I brought Chelsea go away to Newcastle. No Kokodi is a red card. No sense back in a Club World Cup in a game against Flamingo where Chelsea were losing and they needed to fall on him. No sense could red card. No. Rich, at that point in time, I wouldn't be surprised Enzo Maresca felt like he can't trust him again. Because in 2 big occasions, he had top 4 about Champions League. Bravo Bomaye, what could he red card? That's a mistake, fine. Then you come back in the Club World Cup game against Flamingo. Now you team it that from 2-1. Obaya, which Sir Nicholas Jackson come, you know. Me just say do 10 minutes. Obaya no of Stampio be red card. He gave an opportunity to Liam Delap. He gave an opportunity to Joao Pedro, and they took it. So I can understand that the Chelsea entourage felt that okay, we can't trust him again, and we need to move on from him. I've always believed that Joao Pedro was not bought to be a striker. Chelsea probably bought him up from the left wing or as a number 10 backup and as part of a second striker. But given what happened to Nicholas Jackson, they had to move on from him. But it's still, also we're moving on. Mimpe club, me agent per club. TV, Aston Villa, AC Milan, Bayern, Wajiatum. I go and arrange Bavaria. Now we play a prayer. Or say I should turn back and come. Which psychologically it is not fair. I've zoned out. I'm moving to the next club. What's the member? Which Nicole agent and trying and convince Bayern and say Bayern should do a deal for him. He would have come back to Chelsea. How would he have played? And I mean, beside Dr. Kofi said, Sir Jackson Babaka, how is he going to mentally psych himself to play for Chelsea?
Because psychologically,
you're ready. He's out.
Oh
yeah, me, I wanted him to go, honestly speaking, because Rich,
I ran to the man respect.
Rich, you see,
business.
Rich, from you know, Rich, Nicholas Jackson lets Chelsea down. And me can several times say in Kofobe almost time almost cancer for Nicholas Jackson when they compare to Didier Drogba. Didier Drogba's first 2 seasons, he didn't perform better than Nico. Everybody can pull out the statistics. Nico was better in the league than Didier Drogba in his first 2 seasons.
So where from your man a chance about to me?
No, again,
almighty Didier Drogba, 2 seasons.
Yes.
Performance of the man Chelsea. Saudi to talk, then I think the man you fair to him.
You see, again, it comes back to Obibeka's fee. They be out the Chelsea in common. I will say the context of where the club is. In the context of Didier Drogba, Frank Lampard and the likes could shoulder some of the pressure and score goals, and the club was fine. But Nicholas Jackson was at the point where the main striker, no backup, and the whole club you can afford Chelsea. Chelsea didn't give him a backup striker. It's even in times when he needed support. Say Kopa was here offer. All the pressure is on him. And now the good thing is that for me, Nicholas Jackson is gone for a good amount of money. Chelsea and Yanisika Nicholas Jackson ko. Agents doesn't matter. Or no, when your project papa man the players. Agent who play is fair. Snapping about 6 months at the top level, your man above you. And then when you have correct project, I know that in the German Bundesliga he will play well. He will be very, very successful in our German Bundesliga, and I think that he's going to go on and go to a good place. Which have you asked yourself how Anna is going to use Alexander, any Ekitike, any Florian Wirtz, any Mohamed Salah, any Cody Gakpo, any Domenico Szoboszlai?
Gakpo ba open this season. And like this I don't know bench now. Then Ekitike.
Call left on him.
Call left. Then on the arrowhead. Likely.
The Liverpool team, this is going to give Ancelotti a lot of variations. Obetimi abon a regular 4-2-3-1.
And as about Gakpo.
Yeah.
Then Ekitike Kakana watch Liverpool. I don't think from the bench.
No, Obetimi abon Gakpo and Ekitike in a 4-4-2 flat. That means that the midfield two.
What happens to Isaac?
Isaac Ekitike in the top 2. No about Mohamed Salah as a right winger, as a right RCM on the right hand side.
No about Gakpo.
No about Gakpo on the left. It means that extra midfielder Bakubet Lanching, maybe for Anviet. So this is going to be game dependent. Also, Mohamed Salah will go for the AFCON in December. If he goes, it's now 1 whole month of somebody going to play, and Ancelotti has to change something. Still, Jeremy Frimpong ain't free injury in by. So it means that the midfield slot automatically a bench friend Domenico Szoboszlai is now the right back, and they can do a lot of rotations. Rich, these are two top. When you say Ekiti Ishak are similar. Omunyina are very versatile forwards. Omunyina drifted. They are good ball carriers and they're also excellent finishers in the game. Rich, Liverpool has a good attack. They have a very, very good attack. And now, Utie Hugo, Utie Alexander, I'll say, I want to create history. I want to win trophies. That's ultimately the biggest motivation for me. And I feel like this is the perfect place for me to go even further and to take my game to the next level. Talking about Abrantia Yefreno, Alexander Ishak, and Koko PM Rich. And now Chelsea for now have made a history of being the highest income earners in one summer. £307 million. And it's Chelsea for Eton. I think they've done a very good job. And when it comes to player sales, they've done very well. And also managed to be very competitive, winning the Club World Cup. And this season, after 3 games, the team is in a very, very competitive spot. Yes, I'm a little bit worried about the fact that Liam Delap Epran, which Enzo Maresca will not be happy that Liam Delap is not there. Even with the recall of McGill enye the out and out replacement of Liam. Liam essentially is a profile and Chelsea MEB last season. Not Chelsea here somebody who was a box dominant striker. Obi Oba against low blocks now. Now Ebane say Chelsea M2 crosses M2 box ni ma. Sani Pakoni bit make dominating box no with the movement, the aggression, the aerial duels to be able to at least get a goal. They didn't have that. And they brought in Liam. And what it means that Chelsea are skin thick, thin, attack on them. Now, Liam's ability to hold that play. So much the Chelsea 2 games were at a Crystal Palace. Enzo Maresca decided to go long. First, not Chelsea but they built every time through the thirds. Now, with Liam Delap, Chelsea can now go direct to Liam. In his absence, Maresca would have to now change things around him. And I think it's a little bit worried. Rich, do you know that the majority of the Chelsea attack this season are new players? And this is something I was telling you at the beginning of the transfer window, especially when the conversation of Noni Madueke, Nicolas Jackson ever happened. I was worried. Say Chelsea's most experienced attackers now. You don't let them go now. But now, Facundo Felix and Buonanotte, Oshe, Jamie Gatesons, Alejandro Garnacho, Joao Pedro, Liam Delap, Esteval. These are all new players to the Chelsea fold. Yes, some of them have played in the English Premier League, but then fairly very, very new to the Chelsea fold. I think that the transfer window has been exciting. And now, what is your thought on Sami Lamens? What's your thought on him, Sami Lamens?
He is good, but me few say problems now he comes this year. Here, Emi Martinez. We need experienced goalkeeper.
But who told Manchester United that you need to win today? I don't understand. Emi Martinez is probably going to give you another 1 to 2 years, and that is all. So why do you by force need Emi Martinez today?
Goalkeeper on this boy.
Oh, you're young.
Say Mebamba. The American Union team.
Okay.
Now your problem is goalkeeping.
But you're bad goalkeeper.
Mencas were bad.
About a finished product in the enemy. And I make a
solve the problem.
And I'm saying that you don't particularly need finished product to solve the problem. You need a good goalkeeper. He may be young, but the American say you've made mistake in buying players that are old. 1, 2 seasons. Now after players don't mean Bobby Casemiro.
Goalkeepers.
A clear cut example.
Goalkeepers there. Obey me at the bed 3-4 years.
No, but 3-4 years you move on from him.
And that time young goalkeeper be obey to now so call it.
Then you still go now Sami Lamens no on your class how.
But he's too young. Charlie, your goalkeeping problem no want to be solved my.
You see, Rich, Manchester United fans, we are fixated on winning today. That's the problem.
Obiano are fixated.
We are fixated.
Martin, there's a problem. Problem you per se solve. Maybe it is always solve problem now. You go for the power Bob solve problem. Any point of also over
Lamens has been playing for in Belgium,
Antwerp.
Of course, Royal Antwerp, but that one. Now goalkeeper, I saw Yadi.
Matilde, Sana be catches Udana with him chip with ball.
Nana the one I can. Nana the one I can. Sada was okay. Rashford Woolard. What I can the Kofi. That don't play oh.
30 seconds.
Okay. Omudi bets. My time has soon be so I can't put it up for you. But Michelle on all social media, Fiifi Manfred handles quotes no go on them. go back and pick it up. A man maybe some gonna cook with and Rich. Make sure you any face odds, any face games be our hasi. A purely analytical work near Shisha. Sending Bianco for Berrini. Thank you.
Frank Yaboa, our YouTuber, say Gay had been professional enough. Oliver Glasner, who was not being selfish.